All right, welcome to day 13. So we're going to do a cognitive drawing exercise again. Again, it says don't look too long, meaning we're not trying to memorize all this from the get-go. What we're trying to do is just understand what the pose is, what the position is, and do it as good as we can from the knowledge we have right now. So I will do that. Let's see. We'll do that box type shape. We'll kind of, that's looking really odd already. You guys can totally see your own style pop out when you're trying to draw this stuff. Like I have my own style down pretty good, but as far as trying to draw something realistic, oh my goodness, that's a whole nother level right there. And this is pretty bad. Can we all agree? I think I need to make this a lot longer. There's kind of an interesting shape that usually happens here. My style is so much more stylized than realistic anatomy. I don't know. I'm going to put that bulge in there. I'm going to just... Well, actually, I need to do this muscle. Kind of confused at what this line is now that I only see that. I guess we'll find out. Wow, is that just the armpit? Confusing myself here. Let's just put some shading in there to kind of see. So that's kind of what I'm thinking when I look at this. Let's compare. Oh, there's some interesting. I added this whole bit right here, which is unnecessary. You know, it's funny, like looking at this page, the same thing happened where I drew this place where it connected way too low, and it really goes way up into that armpit. So I need to kind of think in that way again. So this time we're going to draw from the reference. Real interesting. It's so subtle. Real muscles are so subtle. I need to get a better eraser, it looks like. It's almost just a straight line. And this muscle. Really neat shape right here. It goes in and tucks right into that little divot. Comes out of there, comes straight across. And here's that armpit fat, or I guess here it's just kind of pulling tight. It's like a tendon. Pulling tight. That's a weird thing. I've never understood that. I've never figured that out. I've never tried to understand it before, so now is the time. It's a little higher because this comes down. This pretty much goes to the center of that muscle. Okay. Yeah, this is like a straight line. It's weird. Not weird. It's just how it is. And this, and then it really comes out. What do you think? Is that close? Closer than that, anyway. Now let's try it again from memory. Okay, so we're gonna have this come out. This is like a straight line. Very subtle if anything. There's this really neat shape. Comes down, goes right up into that. This goes straight, and then it immediately comes down. Some sort of weird thing like this. There's the elbow kind of bone. And then about this halfway point, it's really bulges out. There's this tendon. Something like that. This shape is a little funny. It's not quite this perfect half circle like I've drawn it. I don't think anyway. Such an interesting shape. Okay, looks like I needed to do this a little differently. And this is almost too much. It's a little more straight. One more page of arms. Now this is just the same thing, but the opposite direction. So let's see if I can retain this a little better now that I've flipped it in my mind. I like that shape. There's that bone. I've drawn that way wrong, in the wrong place. Quite a bit down further. Okay. Weird tendon. This muscle, I think I've drawn it way too kind of fat or something. Oh, you know, this whole thing is shifted. Kind of a trick right there. It's all shifted this way compared to this image. There we go. That's a little better. Interesting shape. Arm. Realistic anatomy, man. That is a talent that you can learn. I like this shape. Well, there's this little bit here, this shape, and then it really pushed up over. This came down This was confusing. I don't remember exactly how these pieces went here, but it came down pretty hard. Kind of up. Is that kind of bulge there, the little elbow line, the tendons. Something like that. Well, that's pretty close, actually. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm not too sad about that result. Okay, then we got to sleep on it here, so we will do that tomorrow. That is the end of day 13.